Hello guys, it's Seeress back with yet another Winds of Change video. And today we're going to Balteus, which I actually forgot how to get to. I think I could go to, no, that's how I get to Alarenthia. Where was it? No. It's not the outlook. That's right. Traveling to Balteus is the point of no return. Make sure you've completed all the content you desire. There will be no coming back, as Act 5 is the finale. Travel Balteus. Yes. I make my way to the docks, happy to see that almost everybody else has done the same. I force us on the entire area. Dozens of ships are ours to command, and we stand a real chance. Making my way down the docks, I notice all of our forces talking amongst themselves. This is the unity that I wanted, the unity that we're fighting for. Though not everyone saw eye to eye, they could all coexist with one another. There would be no more oppression for those who thought differently than our rulers. That is, of course, if we won. Alice is nowhere to be seen, but somehow I'm not surprised. He came to Alarenthia and back, and for that I was grateful. It was time for him to rest and focus on what to do next. I noticed Sylvie helping her forces load supplies onto the boats. The gamble of letting him join our side seems to be paying off. I'm certain his help will be invaluable as we enter Balteus. As I continue down the docks, eyes start to fixate on me. Not just me, but the blade upon my back as well. They all knew who I was. At this moment, I feel the weight rest on my shoulders, but I stand strong. This was a burden that I was ready to carry. No, this was a burden that I was born to carry. I smiled at them as I walked by, and they do something torn. As I walk, I eventually run into Dominic. He's overseeing everybody's efforts, making sure it goes smoothly. There was a lot to transport. We'd all need weapons, food, and drink.
Quite the army, isn't it? Seeress would be proud. I know you would. Forgive me for taking charge, though. You deserve a break. Or at least a chance to save your energy. You'll need most of it in Balteus, not here. We'll take care of everything until then.
I know I'm thankful that Dominic is taking the initiative. I definitely need to use the voyage as time to prepare. My skill with this blade is limited, but I know I can.
I made sure to put us on the same boat as each other. Everyone, actually. Howl, Valessa, Fortain, Ulrich, Pro. It's probably best if we're all together for the end of this journey.
That much for sure. I need my friends by my side for this. We were about to change this entire world. We'd be slaying gods. Part of me wonders just who they are and why they do what they've done. There's probably no point in concerning myself with that information. Nothing about them could excuse what they've done. They need to fall. I thank Dominic for everything that he's done, and this makes him happy.
Of course, Monarch. Anything to help you out. But I think we're almost ready to set sail. Want to get on board? Might as well lead by example. A lot of people are just standing around.
We turn to leave, but we're quickly interrupted. It's the last person I expect to see, but I'm not surprised.
Leaving without me, Dominic? I thought you wanted me to come along.
Grizz, leave.
Hey Grizz, happy to see you. We weren't leaving, just getting on board. Hopefully everyone else will take the hint and follow suit.
Fair enough. Hey there, Monarch. Dominic told me everything when you got back from Alarenthia. It seems like we were looking at things the wrong way all along. At least I definitely was. I thought that my death in those tunnels would redeem me. But now I know that my fate lies elsewhere, in Balteus.
I never noticed that before, but he has a dead sheep on his shoulder. Like he's the wolf and the sheepbird or whatever. Oh, yeah, wolf in sheep clothing. Quite literally, almost. I'm glad that his outlook has changed. I couldn't let him kill himself back in RHQ. He was just lost and needed some direction.
At first, I was furious that you denied me my redemption. But when Domek came to see me, I looked at it differently. I was meant to survive those tunnels and help your final attack.
He held out his hand and waited my response.
What do you say? To the Triumvirate's fall? Mazeo can rest with Lilith for now.
Yeah, to the Triumvirate's fall. I shook his hand and his grip was firm. The spirit our cause is getting overwhelmed me.
Thank you, Monarch. Let's put the past behind us. Honestly, I think all of us want to forget about those tunnels. I promise that from here on out, I'll maintain a clear mind.
I nodded and we start making our way towards the boat. Our vessel is the same one we used to get to Alarenthia. It's a bit bigger than the rest and would work as our mobile HQ. When I get to the deck, I turn around and look at the docks. Everyone is saying their final goodbyes since we better not make it back. I give them all the time they need and slowly watch as they board our fleet. Actually, I may not make it back either. The thought fills me with fright. Taking one last look at Zane, so I say goodbye under my breath. What happened next would change the course out Alarashian history forever. Turning around and facing the deck, I noticed that Sylvia's waving me over. I walk towards her wondering what it could be about. This seems important. As I make my way across the ship, I notice all my comments going about.
I'm glad that they put us all in the same boat. I must say, I've gotten used to you and your friends. Being placed anywhere else would be pretty uncomfortable. I just wanted to tell you that I gave Domek some information. He's forming a plan of attack as we speak, so it definitely helped. When it comes to Balteus and the Triumvirate, I know more than anybody.
Besides, maybe a link.
I'm sorry for what we did to him during our attack, by the way. I ordered Shane to stab him, so it's technically my fault. He seems fine though, so no hard feelings?
I shrug, uncertain of how to respond. If it happened indefinitely, he'd be dead for sure. It feels a bit beyond coincidence, but I don't stop questioning.
They might not tell your allies that I gave them this information, though. Not everybody trusts me, so it would probably just cause more harm than good. I'm not here to cause harm, so we all agreed it was best to omit a few facts.
It makes sense, so I understand where they're coming from. Fighting amongst ourselves is the last thing we need before the final battle. It was time to stay strong and unite, and it was time to stand strong and united. A time to trust one another unconditionally.
That's it, really. I just thought you deserved to know it came from me. I did promise information that would help your final attack, after all. If anything else comes to mind, I'll make sure to bring it to attention.
He's definitely going to great lengths to make himself seem genuine. That's good. There was a lot of doubt in the air surrounding this alliance. People may not know he took it off, but they didn't really have to. He turns away from me and stares into the distance. I guess this talk is over. I decide to make my way to Domek and how to see what information to do. Before I can get there, I've been interrupted by my comrades. They seem really excited. We exchange hugs and pleasantries for a few moments. Should I be scared? Are they really happy, or are they just putting on an act? It's hard to tell since this is the calm before the storm.
Hey there, Monarch! Glad to see you made it here. I'm happy we're all on the same boat.
Yeah, it makes me feel way better. If I was stuck with other people, I'd be worried, but in this situation, I'm not. I'm perfectly comfortable.
I'm just doing my best to hang in there. This whole life at sea thing really isn't my style. I can't wait to get back and settle down for good.
Poor Pro.
Knock on wood, bro. Don't get arrogant before the final battle. This is a huge gamble. You need to give it your all.
Me? Arrogant? Never. Anyway, I need to take my mind off of this water stuff. How about we go sit in the crew quarters and play some cards?
Sure, but I think Dominic is about to make a speech. He's been lost in conversation with Hal for a while now. I overheard them talking about our plan of attack in Balteus.
Alright, I can wait. Maybe you should get over there, Monarch. I'm pretty sure that's something you'll want to be a part of.
That's true. I was making my way over there anyway. Or we could probably go about the business, but that's not for Tame's Day.
Good luck, Monarch. I hope we get to spend more time together. But I understand if we don't get to. This is probably the most important moment of your life. So do whatever you need.
Yeah, as much as we need you, I think the world needs you more. Hopefully this isn't goodbye. But there's always a chance that it is. Since we're going to Balteus, we need to treat that as a real option.
It's true, as grim as it made the conversation feel. Before I can respond, they both step forward and hug me at the same time. Then I self-laughed and wrapped my arms around them. Together, we fall come so far.
Thanks for everything, Monarch. I think you have some planning to do, so I'll let you go.
Yeah, just know that I'll never forget our time together. If we play our cards right, then we can have more of that after the war. I know things have been crazy, but with you two by my side, it's been easier.
With the hug broken, we nodded at one another with big smiles. I'm sure we'd see each other again, so I don't let it get me down. There was no way we'd get to the end of this without crossing paths again. I make my way over to Dominic and the house, getting my son visitor. Our pirate allies run about the ship, making last-minute preparations and adjustments. It's nice to know that we had their sailing expertise, so many important people on board. Because of that, something told me that our ship would be in the very front of the pack. But I wouldn't know for sure until I talked to Dominic and how they turned to face me. I can tell that they're stressed out. It's appearing on their faces, asking what's up.
Hey, Monarch. We were just taking care of some planning. I think we have a pretty good idea of what we're going to do. Now that we've talked it out, I think our chances are great.
Dominic is correct. Our confidence has increased tenfold. Thanks to some last-minute information, we now have the edge. Hopefully we can keep that when we put our plan into practice.
They both glanced over at Sophie. I know that he gave them the information. I'm glad they trust him enough to base their plan around his intel. Back when we left together, I think our alliance and trust seemed so shaken.
I guess I should tell everybody what we're planning then. I'll go stand at the head of the ship and give myself a platform. They might want to hear from you too, Monarch, so be ready.
I stand back and watch they take slow steps towards the head of the ship. I didn't even know what they were planning, so I'd be learning at the same time. However, due to the fact that they were working together, I knew we weren't good hits. Alec catches me pass by. Alec watches him pass by, and Alex watches him pass by, and I can tell that he's tired of waiting around. It wouldn't be much longer before we set sail, so I hope he can wait a bit longer. Once the pirates start preparing the ship to leave, their shouts would drown everything out. After a few more moments, he reaches the head of the ship and clears his throat. Gathering the attention of everybody nearby, he mounts a crate to get high ground. A silence overtakes the entire ship, but he's no problem rising to overcome it.
Well, I guess this is the eve of our final attack. I know many of you are wondering just what's going to happen. I'll explain more later, but right now, I can tell you a bit of what we're planning. We should arrive in Balteus just as the sun is rising. When we do, we'll be all meeting at a central location for one final meeting. It's important that everybody's on the same page before we take any big steps. However, our first big step will be to secure the Grand Library. Holding the proprietor hostage, we'll station our army there as a pseudo-HQ. I bet you're wondering why we've chosen the library. Well, our reasoning is twofold. First of all, we've been told that the Honor Guard cannot set foot inside. There's some sort of ward on the property, presumably so the owner can be alone. We're not sure why they prefer to work alone, but we know they're important to the Triumvirate. That is part of our second reason. Taking them hostage, we will extract information. We need anything we can gather that will help us with our next step, the final attack. While information is extracted, we can use the safety of the library to rest and recuperate. After that rest, we will gather one more time and begin our final assault. The Monarch will lead a small team and infiltrate the castle, attacking the Triumvirate directly. The rest of us will lead the Honor Guard to the town square and fight them there as a distraction. With the distraction as large as we're planning, the Monarch should be unimpeded. She will kill the Triumvirate and destroy the large idol at the back of their chambers. We believe this idol to be of importance to them, so we must destroy it right away. With the blade plunged into that idol, the Monarch will tap into its power. As it fades away, she will use its energy to deactivate every member of the Honor Guard. At that point, victory is ours. We will gather in the castle atrium and count the survivors.
Everybody looks at me, Stomach explains this part of the plan. It's my first time hearing it, but it makes perfect sense. It's a good strategy. We don't know what the idol is, but I could definitely use its power like a generic cheer. With the Triumvirate dead and their underground dissolved, victory is ours. We still have to worry about Halen and Shane, but I'm sure they'd pop up somewhere. I feel confident, giving everybody a nod. They turn their attention back to Dom's home.
As soon as we arrive, I'll share this plan with everybody else. So until then, I advise getting some rest. You're going to need it. That is, unless there's anything you want to say to all of us, Monarch.
All eyes on me once again, and I take a few steps forward. Dominic jumps off the crate, leaving me a platform to stand on. A speech? I've never really given one of those in my life. I don't know. Mine certainly must come across in my memory as they start urging me on. They even break away from each other and leaving a clear path for me to walk forward. I am technically the leader. It makes sense for me to talk. I'd have to get used to this. I continue to walk forward and notice smiles appear on their faces. The impact that my actions and attitude have on everyone here is very clear. It's a good thing that this level of responsibility was given to someone who can handle it. A few moments later, I'm on top of the crate, matching the deep gazes of all my subjects. Silence overtakes everything. I can hear the calm of the water against the docks in midair. It was clear that I have to break the silence. I can open my throat and think what I should say. Speech is okay. Champions of William, my family, it's our time to be heard. It is time for our enemy to realize that they are wrong. Never again are our homes besieged. They start to mutter amongst themselves, nodding in agreement with everything I say. The road of this journey has been paved with compromise and change. But they have been our changes. We do not conform to their idea of purity and perfection. And that is exactly why we will win. A bunch of them start cheering with wide grins on their faces. I'm speaking from the heart, speaking from instinct, and it's working. I smile now too, and my words from this moment on are filled with confidence. We will leave behind a world of freedom. We will leave behind a world of freedom. We will embrace everybody who has been wrongfully oppressed. Or simply, we will give our hope to those who have found their own who are stolen. Due to the Triumvirate's wall, that number is far too high, but it ends now. No longer our victims find themselves blinded by revenge. No longer our servants find themselves lost to a quest for redemption. The crowd is roaring with applause, cheering on my every word. I know they want more, so I try and think of what I should say next. We have more power than any group of people who have ever spoken against the Triumvirate. With visions just like my own, we have an army of Seers willing to fight for us. Able to see the future in every move the enemy can make, we will be unstoppable. I grabbed the blade from my back to slowly unsheath it. But most importantly, we have this. Holding the blade out, they explode with even more applause. I held a symbol that almost guaranteed our victory and our freedom. Nobody has ever had or ever will have a better chance of taking them down. Using this blade, I would create a world just like Salas had always envisioned. When this is all over, we will live in a united world. We will stand together, strong. Everybody will have a voice, and together we'll find harmony, we'll find peace. I put the blade back in its scabbard, signaling that I'm almost done speaking. Raising my fist in the air, I give out one last shout, one call to unifier calls. For the rebellion. With a wild smile and met with a large round of applause, I jump off the crate. Taking it as a signal that we're ready to rock, the pirates start preparing to set sail. I should probably meet with Dominic and Hal one last time before deciding what to do. As I approach them, I notice them look happier than I've ever seen. I never saw myself as public speaker, so I'm quite surprised that what happened. Doubts of my efficiency, were still there, but seeing my confident smile helped that worry dissipate.
Eloquently put, Monarch. Better than my own speeches, I have to admit. I could see just how much everybody looks up to you.
It was quite impressive, we must say. You're going to make a fine leader. We're sure of it. The greatest asset of any ruler is the ability to inspire hope.
And I'd say we have that in droves now. I trust that you're okay with our plan, Monarch. Sorry that we didn't have time to pass it by you first.
I know, it all seems good.
Good. It seems everything is now in order. Perhaps you should go and get some rest, Monarch. We will wake you if there are any matters of importance.
Yeah. We need you rested when we reach Balteus. You know our plan, and the pirates are about to set sail. There's nothing left for you to do. At least for now.
I guess he was right. Until we arrived, things were out of my hands. I have to thank them for the opportunity to make my way to the crew quarters. I value the opportunity to rest. Given the circumstances, that rest won't come easy. Halid and Shane gathered the docks of Balteus. Surrounded by honor guard, they ordered them to prepare a small fleet. They're gonna meet us at Seer, aren't they? They knew the end was coming and they had to meet it head on.
What was your reasoning behind this again? I'm surprised the Triumvirate decided to play along with your plan.
They have to come by sea, and this is the main point of entry. If we leave from here, we can intercept them before they arrive. The plan is to thin out their numbers as early as possible.
What if this fails and they sink our fleet?
Scared of dying, are you?
No, that's not what I meant. It's a valid concern, Shane.
Well, in my case, I don't really have anything left to lose. Let me lead this charge myself, Halen. You can go back to the castle. You'll be needed there for a second line of defense, if they make it that far.
I trust that they won't.
Me too. Just tell the Triumvirate I'll be there soon. I have no intention of dying. Not to any of those weaklings.
Shane instructs the honor guard to get on board the ships. It's a small fleet of only a few ships. Halen watches and scoffs.
You have a death wish. You know that. I get that you hate them, but don't throw your life away. The Triumvirate rewards service. Keep that in mind, alright?
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I'll be back before you know it, so go and have a rest. Just wait, Halen. If they even arrive, you'll find that their hope is lost.
Halen smiles a sinister smirk. He knows exactly what Shane is implying.
Very well. I can get behind that thought. Be careful, though. You're a good apprentice, Shane. I trust that you and the Honor Guard will do some real damage.
Yeah, that's the idea. I'll see you back at the castle.
Sure.
Helen starts to walk away, but quickly turns around.
You know, Sovi never let me do stuff like this. As his apprentice, he shut down almost every plan I ever had. I have to be better than him, though. I'm trusting you with a lot here.
Don't worry, I promise not to let you down. The rebellion ends today. You have my word, Master.
Helen nods and starts making his way back to the castle. Shane remains muttering to himself with trembling fist.
And it all starts with that little figurehead of theirs. It's almost time, Seeress. You'll be joining Dominic soon enough.
He doesn't know Dominic's still alive. That's hilarious, actually, in my opinion. I toss and turn, getting minimal amounts of sleep. The blade rests against my bed, ready to grab at a moment's notice. I fade in and out of sleep, finding a mixture of both anxiety and tranquility. Just when I'm about to fall asleep, a negative thought jolts me back awake. I had no idea what would happen when we arrived in Balteus. It was terrifying. I realized that sleeping probably isn't going to happen right now, so I get out of the hard bed. Just as I do, there's somebody approaching at the corner of my eye. Grabbing the blade, I prepare myself for anything out of the twisted paranoia.
Hey now, put that thing away. I didn't mean to startle you, Monarch.
It's just Vivian, that's a relief.
It appears there's been some complications. Dominic wanted me to tell you that you're needed on deck. You'll see what I mean when you get up there, alright?
Oh, Shane. I know, and it must be important if he's interrupted my rest. As I start to walk away, Vivian puts a hand on my shoulder.
And I just wanted to tell you that I know what happened in Alarinthia. I know that Pro and Ulrich teamed up in order to throw our fight.
I go up unsure of how Vivian would react to such news, but much to my surprise, he lets out a hearty laugh.
You know, I always said that Alarinthia needed to be ruled with smarts. Frederick would just sit in his throne, thinking that strength solved everything, using a scheme like they did to outsmart him. It's almost poetic, isn't it? Besides, it also sent a message to every Alarinthian. Their old way of doing things was wrong. Individual strength doesn't matter. It's how strong we are when we team up, under shared ideals, that truly matters. And for sending them that message, I commend you. Good luck out there on the deck. I think you'll need it.
He releases his grip on my shoulder. For a moment, I was scared things would go south. I'm glad that he's so accepting of what transpired, driving the issue from my mind and head up to the deck. I had no idea why Dominic needed me, but that thought was frightening. Slowly extending the steps, my mind is plagued with unfortunate possibilities. As soon as I arrive on the deck, I see exactly why I'm needed. Why I was needed. Off in the distance, we're met by fleet ships belonging to the triumvirate. They are far, but not far enough away that the sheen of the Iron Guard is concealed. Dominic and Hal immediately run over. I can see the panic on their faces. It was clear that battle would be imminent. I met them halfway to see what their plan was.
We have no plan. Perhaps this is time for Dominic to shine. A master strategist. Is that not what your people say?
Hal, this is no time to be petty. We need to put our heads together and figure this out. Let's see. It's a small fleet, maybe only half the size of ours.
Which means if each ship takes out one, we're stuck with a small fleet.
Naval warfare was not something the monarchy practiced. We lived in peace, Dominic. Our world was not discordant like this one.
We exchange glances. Dominic seems uncertain, a little worried. He strikes a pose of thought, and it's a while before he breaks silence.
Okay, I'll do it. We know this battle is lost if the Monarch doesn't make it ashore. So our goal should be securing the safety of this boat and the lives of those on board. This is when we need to rely on everyone's strengths. We need the pirates to take action.
He waves over Alex.
Alex, we need you to order your forces to charge. This is precisely why I wanted to form a treaty, for battle at sea. I need you to occupy the forces. Distract them while we slip by.
Slip by? They'll notice you right away! Baltean ships are equipped with projectile weaponry. 1 or 2 good shots and you'll be underwater in minutes.
That's what I'm counting on.
Huh?
We're going to let them sink this ship.
Oh. And we're gonna be moved to another one.
Are you crazy?
I have a plan, Alex. Everybody, listen up. We'll time it so we're close by when they hit us. As we sink, we can hop over to their ship and hijack it. Using their own projectile weapons, we'll start sinking them one by one. Their attention will be divided. They'll be getting attacked from multiple sides. We can use that to our advantage. They won't be able to retaliate through the chaos.
So you want to get rid of all the food and stuff and supply them on one ship? Just go into their ship? They probably have no supplies on their ship. For us.
Right, of course. Should I send the order right now?
Yeah. We need to do this immediately. There's no room for error. This is the end.
Yes, sir.
Alex runs off and climbs to the name of the ship. I like how the other ships and pirates start doing the same. It's almost like they have an entire language to communicate over long distances. That was an impressive sight to see. However, seeing Dominic being on his feet was equally impressive, with a sigh and a smile of confidence that takes the panic from months before.
Dominic, we must say, that was pretty impressive. Hopefully now you realize that visions only hold you back.
Huh?
Look at what happened back in the Rebel HQ. You relied on a vision. You tried to fulfill some prophecy. In a way, that is limiting. You plan your strategy around certainties. But there are no certainties in war. Assume that the enemy is a counter for your every action. In this case, we should also plan for a scenario where the enemy prevails.
Dominic shakes his head.
They won't. Simply because we can't afford it. Any losses at this point would mean the end of our cause. Trust in the pirates, Howl. Trust in all of us. We can do this.
Says that he doesn't even trust the monarch enough to be loyal. Howl simply nods. Moments later, the pirates launch their assault. We all lose our balance as our ship takes turn moving in a new direction. This was a risky plan, but like Dominic requested, I choose to place my trust in him. If trust wouldn't carry us to victory, then it would be our strength and resolve. I hold on to the side of the ship as the speed increases. Everybody braces themselves. They're not sure what's going on, so Dominic draws his sword and raises it into the air.
Everybody listen up! The final hour is upon us. Our pirate army will be charging against the enemy fleet. While they're distracted, we'll slip in and hijack one of their ships. That means we'll be sacrificing this vessel, so don't be alarmed if they deal us a fatal blow. As we're sinking, we'll jump over and board the enemy.
People are gonna die from this.
Their ships are equipped with projectile weaponry. Using their own ship, we will turn their weapons against them. They won't know where to focus, and we'll use the chaos to our advantage.
He starts to talk a bit louder as our ship picks up speed. We move away from the main fleet, paying their approach from the flank. I notice the soldiers now accepting Domic's orders and playing without hesitation.
If things go south, I need all of you to protect the Monarch. Without her, we will lose not only this battle, but the war as well. Her life and the blade that she carries should be our top priority. Do I make myself clear?
Everybody shows an approval and receives his order, like Domic. And we all stand and watch the full capacity as the battle begins. We slowly move away from the action, and I can tell that some are relieved. As soon as the pirates get close enough, the honor guard retaliates. They launch heavy projectiles from catapults and shoot moves from wooden structures. Pirates, with their sailing expertise, are mostly able to counter by altering the trajectory. However, not all of them can do so. I witnessed several ships get torn apart and start to sink. My heart sinks with them, knowing that they were willing to sacrifice themselves for me. It seems that the battle is on in full force. They get closer and start to board each other. I can hear swords clashing as the honor guard tries to defend against the pirates' charge. Ships on both sides start sinking, and soon enough it's almost impossible to see what's happening. From this distance it's too chaotic, but if enemy ships are sinking, they must have ceased some weapons. That means the tables have decided to turn, but it's up to us to play our part as well. I turn back and look at where we're heading. We're dangerously close to some enemy ships. Dominic calls out to everybody, shifting their attention away from the distant battle.
This is it! There's no turning back! Everybody, brace yourselves to charge!
I could see the honor guard prepare their weapons. When I scan my surroundings, I can see our forces prepare as well. A line of archers forms, ready to attack the enemies at a moment's notice.
Hold!
He places a fist in the air, and intense silence follows. Both sides are armed. The question is, who attacks first? I take a deep breath and pull out the blade of Exodus.
Hold!
I look over the ships we've left behind. The numbers are easily halved. But this goes for the enemy as well. This was clearly the turning point. What happened next? We decided the fate of our entire cause. And it began with a barrage of projectile weaponry. The enemy attacked our ship with everything they had. I could feel the hull get torn apart and everything started shaking.
Fire!
The archers returned fire, knocking out the suits of armor, manning the weapons. I look back at the wheel of the ship and Alex spins it, turning us towards the enemy vessels.
I hope you're ready to jump!
Dominic nods, and then a moment later, everything erupts into chaos. At first, it's jumped to the enemy ship after a long running start. They land safely and start decimating the underground.
See you on the other side, Monarch!
The Smarky follows our soldiers, jumping across to the enemy ship. Hitting with a wall, he immediately starts fighting and displaying impressive skill. And I get to see him fighting our HQ or an Alanthea. It's quite the sight. He dodges the enemy attacks with ease and retaliates with expertise. Taking out multiple suits of armor with a single swing, he clearly holds his own. I turn around and order the remaining soldiers to charge. I save myself for last. Before I jump, I notice that Alex is still at the wheel. I shout his name and tell him to get across as soon as possible. The ship has already started to sink and water rises at my feet.
You know, any good captain is supposed to go down with their ship. But I guess there's no point living my life by an outdated code of honor. Thanks to the treaty, there'll be a new life waiting for me after all of this.
He leaves the wheel behind and places a hand on my shoulder.
And honestly, it's all thanks to you. Let's make this jump together, Monarch. We're a team until the end, no matter what!
No matter what, we move to the opposite side of the ship, putting distance between us and the enemy vessel. I notice that most of the unguarders fallen and our soldiers are meeting the weaponry. That's a good sign, with a feeling of victory. With a feeling that victory is ours, Alex and I start to sprint towards the enemy. He makes it there first, jumping up on the railing of our ship and launching himself across the gap. I'm not too far behind and I jump on the railing moments after. However, I make it no farther. An arrow pierces through my shoulder and I fall back onto our ship in an uppool of freezing water. I pull out the arrow with a grunt. Blood oozes from the wound, but it's nothing major. We could patch up as soon as the enemy ships were taken care of by Smarky. Looking up, I immediately noticed the source of the arrow. It wasn't the underguard, but it was Shane. With an evil smirk, he jumps across, boarding our ship. It's still sinking, but I have time. If I can take care of it fast enough, then I'd be able to carry out my plan as originally intended. Instead of coming for me, he runs towards the wall, stealing our ship away from the cast. That wasn't good. My time was limited. If we were both sinking, it makes the injustice greater. He must know exactly what he's doing. Part of me wonders if we played in some sort of trap. I look at my allies and they seem to be doing a good enough job as they enact our plan. My fist shakes, grip the blade of Exodus. Shane scoffs as he watches. I shout at him in anger and swear I call him a traitor and condemn him. He almost killed Dominic. He caused irreparable damage to my family.
A traitor? Not from where I'm standing. Dominic abandoned me. And it's all because of you. He's a selfish fool. All he cares about is that stupid sword.
I keep walking towards him and the ship shakes violently. Water keeps spilling on the deck and I'm standing almost ankle deep.
I had a plan. We had a plan. And he threw it all away. The moment you walked through that door, he let you replace me. He left me to rot in the Triumvirate's prison because you were more convenient.
That's not true. I try and reason Shane, but to no avail.
You saw how many people died in your HQ during that little attack. If you couldn't wield that sword, you'd be buried down there with the rest of them. Domek didn't care about you or your friends. He only cared about your power.
Again, that's not true. He's clearly been converted by the Triumvirate.
I was thinking long and hard about what I should do. You know, what was my place in all this?
Much to my surprise, he throws both of his daggers on the ground.
And I realized that if I served the Triumvirate, I'd receive the same power. It seemed fitting. End Domek's rebellion with the same thing he was relying on.
He smirks, and I could tell that the man no one cared about was already dead.
I wish he could be here to see this. But you'll tell him the story, won't you?
A moment later, he charged at me, unarmed. But in almost the wink of an eye, a blade appears in his hands. Robbed from mine, I have no choice but to jump out of the way. I run to the opposite side of the ship where he threw his pair of daggers, picking them up by some firm stance and went for his charge again.
Not strong enough to take it back by willpower alone? Thought so. You're weak. See, I was blessed by the triumvirate. All you got was worthless energy from the realm of spirits. Out of pity, too.
He doesn't seem to know about the monarchy or the true nature of the power within me. Big surprise, the triumvirate lost Sylvie when he found out I should use this to my advantage. As he charges, I maintain the facade that I'm weak and unable to summon back the blade. I dodge to the side once more, slicing his chained arm with one of his own daggers. He winces and grunts. His arm starts to bleed, but it doesn't seem to affect his performance. He charges again and I dodge to the other side of the wall. I slice into his leg. He stumbles. I have speed and agility, while he relies on slow brute strength. It's easy to tell that he's never fought with such a weapon before. From what I've seen, he can really only use arrows and daggers.
Is that all you got?
I won't be able to keep up the same strategy forever. I need to change it up while I think of how to end this. He charges once more, but this time I meet him head on. Holding out the daggers in a cross formation, I step away from going any further. We stumble, both at almost equal strength, trembling as she tried to overpower the other. I tell Shane that Dominic is alive. The spirits wield it because his calls were quite just.
Impossible!
He'd never comply if I told him to look. He'd never comply if I told him to look for himself, so there's no way I can prove it. However, he seems to level a little bit, and I'm able to overpower him some more. I push him away and tell him that I show the truth. He's on the wrong side of this war.
No! You're the one on the wrong side! The rebellion is small and insignificant. Hundreds standing in a world of millions. Even if you win, they won't respect your power. They're happy living under the Triumvirate's rule. Revenge won't solve anything. Just back down.
We circle around each other, both holding out our weapons.
I was hurt by the occupation and I wanted to fight. But I realized I was being greedy. There was no point. It's not my happiness, my satisfaction that matters. It's the world's.
It seems we reach a standstill, both trying to talk each other down. But I wouldn't yield, and something told me that he wouldn't either. His views have been trusted, and he thinks mine have as well. We charge at each other and meet in the middle once more. The water rises, I can tell that time is minimal. We're sinking fast. Turning to the same dialogue as before, I need to do something. I need someone to leave back when he expects it. My time is limited, and it honestly seems like Shane is beyond saving. But the question is, what do I do when it's back in my grasp? Sure. I have to kill him. It's the only way. Otherwise, he'd continue to be a thorn in our side. He couldn't afford any potential disruption. It's not anymore.
You took everything from me!
I mean, even if I just wound him, he'll still die, he'll drown. As his anger and rage empowers him, I should tremble even more. It takes a lot more to resist the strength of man while in blend of excess.
You were born with everything I worked so hard to achieve! They were my family, my friends, and you took them all away!
As he starts to get more desperate and angry, I just have to take action. I let him overpower me, and I step aside, dodging his next swing.
I hate you!
But immediately after, and much to his surprise, I face the blade back into my hands. Turning back towards him, I thrust the blade through his abdomen and push him back. He lets out a scream as I pull it back out, and he stumbles back, clutching the wound. He realizes I was lying and fooled him. He says nothing and drops to his knees. I watch as he seems to fade in and out of consciousness, wobbling back and forth. Wondering his final words as he comes back, and is in full water, symptoms spread.
Dominic!
I had to get moving, and fast. This encounter was enough of a distraction. I give him a moment of silence before making my escape. That's probably a correct choice. Yeah, that was a correct choice. I jump in the water and immediately start swimming towards the ship my comrades are on. As soon after jumping in, the freezing water makes my limbs feel stiff, my chest heavy. Fighting it for as long as I can, I keep swimming. I know I can do this. There is no time to give up. Something keeps using my location. This again, then. No. And my vision fades back in. I can feel that I'm being dragged. What happened? My body's covered in snow and I'm shivering. I must have passed out back in the water. I shake my head and whoever's scaring me seems to notice. They put me down inside.
You're awake! Thank goodness. When I found you in the water, I was starting to worry. What happened back there anyway? You were so far behind us.
I shake my head, telling him that I can't remember much. Unnecessary lie. If he knew what Shane tried to do and how lost he was, it would damage his morale. He needed to see my survival as a trial. We couldn't afford any damaged morale.
Oh, I see. Can you stand on your own? We're resting in a shack that's not too far away. It's nothing fancy, but it'll give us the privacy we need.
Nodding, I get up on my feet. I stumble a bit, but Dominic can tell I'm still fine.
Just follow me, alright? I'll give you an update once we arrive. A lot of stuff happened while you were out.
Normally a statement like that under these circumstances would fill me with fear. Dominic says it with such a calm demeanor that I'm led to believe everybody's fine. Holding that optimism in my head, I smile as we make our way towards the shack you mentioned. As soon as we arrive, I make my way to the shack and lean against it. We barely even arrive in Balteus and everything's already chaotic. I don't know what I was expecting, so it's not exactly a surprise either. All my comrades scatter about talking amongst themselves. I'm glad that they survived. I try to account for them one by one as I look around. After a few moments, something strikes me. I can't see either for Tamon or Bearstar. How it bursts me and lets out a sigh of relief. I can imagine that momentary experience stress everybody out.
Good to see you, Monarch. We were worried. It seems that almost everybody's accounted for.
Where are my two friends? Asking wherever they sent for Tamon. His demeanor quickly changes to that of sadness.
They are some of the few we have yet to find, but we are certain that they live. We haven't found their bodies. Many of them washed ashore, casualties of the battle at sea. We are relieved to know that you are not one of those casualties. The plan is to wait in and around the shack until everybody shows up. This might be a good time for you to get some rest. Please relax.
Relax while my best friends are missing? That was a tall order. I tell Hal that I may not be able to.
Please do not resort to worst-case scenario thinking. This is a time to be hopeful. We stand on the precipice of victory. We will go and look for them personally. You deserve some rest.
I nod and thank him as I take away. Scanning the area once more, I see where I can find a few of the comments I can find still gathered around me.
Hey! Good to see that you're still among the living. That was pretty intense, wasn't it? Sure scared me, at least. I'm not one for sailing or fighting, so combining both? Yikes.
Yeah, Pro was scared. Thankfully I have strength for two. He cowered in the corner while I did all of the hard work.
Did not!
Sure.
They share a quick laugh. Soon after that, I can feel that something is wrong. Is there something that I'm not being told about all this?
It's about Alex, Monarch. He's resting in the shack, in critical condition. I think we can nurse him back to health, but I'm not sure.
Oh no.
Look, it's probably best not to think about it too much. He's in good hands. We just need to forge on as a team. If it weren't for him, we'd all be dead at sea. This is a victory.
I guess that's true.
It was just important that we gave you a status report. I think once everybody gets here, we'll hold another meeting. Our strategy may need some adapting after these losses.
Yeah, go take a breather. You deserve it. Right now, our options are pretty limited.
It's not ideal, but he's right. All we can do right now is wait. Thanks for the chat, Monarch.
I guess there wasn't much left for me to do. Make my way to the shack, hopefully to relax. But I was chasing an impossibility. I'd find no rescue. Not until everything was over. And that would mean we'd either win or die. As I enter the shack, I pray that it's the former. As soon as I'm inside, I let out a huge sigh. The emotions behind it all was indescribable. There was so much going on, my mind was overwhelmed. I guess I should take care of the important stuff first. The pirate forces suffered heavy casualties and Alex was almost lost. I could see him resting on a small bed that sits in the corner of the shack. He notices me and waves me over. It's a soft motion, I can tell he's in pain.
Hey, how are you holding up?
I tell him that I'm doing alright.
At least that makes one of us. I almost died. One of my men shielded me. That's the way to power, I guess. Watching them die.
He winces in pain. I see a wound on his abdomen.
Never gets any easier, though. Hey, can you promise me one thing?
I nod and he waves me even closer as his voice weakens. He holds out his hand and I shake it with a firm grip.
Give them hell for me, Monarch. If I die, I want to die knowing that we've won. Show them no quarter. They don't deserve it.
I nod and then release the grip on his hand. He dozes off into slumber and I decide to leave him be. Rest would be important right now. He shouldn't force anything. After standing up, I look down at him. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't even be here right now. I smile and silently think of all that he's done. The door to the shack swings open, startling me. I turn around and see Grizz look around, oblivious to my presence. After a few moments, he notices me and lets out a nervous laugh.
I never thought I'd see this place again. This is where I used to live. Before I joined the Triumvirate. A simple shepherd. That's all I was. They said they saw greatness in me. But now I know that all they saw was a naive man ready to serve. They prey on the weak, on those whose minds can be warped. I'm a different man now, but perhaps my change came too late.
He steps forward and places his hands on the table.
I don't know if this is important or not, but Balteus has changed. It used to be a beautiful place, but now it's almost like it's dying. I can't put my finger on it, but something bad is happening here.
Obviously.
So be careful, all right? We can't lose you, Monarch. But if it's within your power, I'd like to see Balteus restored. Placing your throne here and settling down would be a good idea.
I agree, even though I'm not entirely sure what he's talking about. Balteus had changed, it's dying, I'm not sure how that works. But he's not one to lie, so I just let him continue talking.
They made me kill my flock of sheep before joining them. They said it symbolized the death of my old life and the start of my new one. I felt awful, but I still chose to comply. I wasn't the smartest when I was younger. That's why I wear the skin of my favorite sheep. I called him Lassiter. I wore him as a tribute, but he slowly turned into a symbol of my resentment. Seeing him every day, that constant reminder, was part of why I defected. I couldn't live with what I did, so I sought redemption. Of course, you know the rest, so I won't bore you. Thank you for listening to an old man's ramblings.
I give him my sympathy. That was an unforeseen experience. They used their status as gods to manipulate young and impressionable people. I can imagine them abandoning you more cold as usual if it's to impress gods like them. I'm glad he survived their tunnels and chose to assist us in the final battle. Make sure to tell him that I made sure to tell him that and give me a wide smile in exchange.
That means a lot. It really does. I want to see the triumvirate fall, even if it means losing my life. Giving everybody out there a happy future, now that would let me rest easy. Of course, my survival would be preferable. I promise not to do anything too reckless. You have my word. That's all I can really give you for now. I hope that it's enough.
He starts walking around the shack, inspecting things. There must be a lot of memories here if this is where he used to live. Probably best leave him to himself, given the current circumstances. There isn't much left to do, but rest, I suppose. I moved to the corner and pressed my back against the wall once more. Hopefully they're all able to find Brother Super Team. I can't lose them now. I'll rest in here for a while and gather my bearings. This is not a time for freaking out. Continue story when you're in a clear top right corner. There's really nothing here. I guess it was a little save point. So might as well save. After a few hours of waiting, I almost can't handle it anymore. It's impossible for me to rest while my friends could be in danger. Making my way to the exit, I cross my fingers, hoping that things are okay. Just as I'm about to leave, the door swings open. It swung open, catching me off guard. I take a few steps back to avoid getting hit, letting out a sigh of relief afterwards. It's Orc, but that's not all. A few moments after, he enters for the San Team follow. They're alive. What a huge relief that was. All the worry had taken its toll. We hug each other with big smiles on our faces. For a while there, I was scared of what might have happened. Thankfully, they're okay. I can rest easily as we move forward with everything.
Sorry for taking a bit longer than you thought. We've never been here before, so we got lost.
Yeah, and it was even harder because you're keeping quiet. It's hard to find people who don't want to be found, you know?
I released the hug and told them everything is fine. I was worried, but I knew that they were capable of
I
surviving.
can't believe how cold this place is. It looks so uninviting, too. Scary, almost.
Yeah, hopefully we can change that. The triumvirate seems neglectful, but why?
I shrug, unsure of how to answer that question. We're here to kill the triumvirate, not reason with them. I have a feeling this and other questions will remain unanswered. Dominic and House entered the shack, followed by more of our comrades who quickly fill the room, gathering around the table. It's clear that it's time to play.
Alright, we need to talk about what happens next. Until now, we've been pretty vague since time was short. But there's no more delaying. This is everything we've got. We need to push through the town square before anything can happen. Balteus is fortified by a large wall, so we can't get to the library from the outside. This means that the bulk of the battle will take place within the city itself. However, we want to get to the Grand Library with as little resistance as possible. To that end, we'll have our created Seers go in first and cause a distraction. If they can lure the Honor Guard away from the town square, we can slip in. Since the Honor Guard can't enter the library, it's perfect for a base of operations. Let's face it, this shack is dangerous, so we should get moving as soon as possible. Once we're in the library, we can relax and prepare to launch our final assault.
And what will that final assault consist of?
Good question. Here's what we've been thinking. If the floor is mine, I'll reveal our plan.
How not giving Dominic the floor, he steps forward. Placing his small scroll on the table, he palms it and folds it. I can see that as a map of Balteus into the city. Everybody gathered around the table, putting aside any other business. If the strategy at sea was any indication, I know this operation was in good hands. They certainly seem to know what they're doing. I can feel our morale increase. He starts to speak with certain confidence. It's impressive. They must have been playing this for a while. We all watched intently, curious to see what kind of strategy they have.
This is the main area of the city. Our goal is to ensure that the monarch has a clear path to the castle. That way she can slip inside and kill the triumvirate with minimal effort. Hal and myself will lure the honor guard to the town square. This is where the bulk of the battle will take place. It shouldn't be too hard. With the added might of our draconic allies, we'll have no problem at all. Pro will sneak away from the town square and infiltrate the castle. His job will be to cause a distraction, luring enemies away from the atrium. With that done, the rest should be smooth sailing for the monarch.
I'll go with Pro, if that's okay with you. I know the layout of the castle, and he'll need some backup. We can't expect him to hold off an entire horde of suits at once.
Very well. Grizz will accompany Pro. The two of them will have no problem clearing the castle. The bulk of the honor guard will be with me in the town square. Alright, that takes care of Hal, Pro, and myself. The rest of you will accompany the monarch to the castle. Let's see here. I should have another map detailing our current area. The only way to approach the Triumvirate's castle is directly from the front. That is, unless you know a secret or two. This involves a hidden mountain pass. Using this pass, you can go around Balteus. It'll be much easier than sneaking through the city. Joining you will be Ulrich, Fortane, and Valessa.
Damek, if you'd let me join them, I could help out. Remember who tipped you off about this hidden trail? I can even use the Blade of Exodus if the monarch is in a bind.
Alright, sure. I have no problem with that. Sovi will accompany the group headed to the castle. They'll split up when they get close. Let's see here. You should emerge from the mountain pass right beside the castle. Because of all the distractions, your path inside should be clear, but I need Fortane to do something special for us first.
Me? Special? What do you need me to do?
I'll have you climb the castle, scaling the outside walls. Your job will be to get inside and ring the bell of retreat. If you can find it, it should make the honor guard stand down.
Wait, seriously? All of them?
Yeah, all of them. I'm putting a lot of trust in you here. Do you think you can do this for us?
Of course! Climbing is my specialty. I'll have that bell ringing in no time.
Good. The rest of you will enter the castle from the front. Again, your path should be clear if all goes as planned. If not, well, you'll have to fight your way through. But I believe in you.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we can do this, no problem.
Glad to hear it.
That is all we've come up with. Does everybody find it acceptable?
Everybody nods, doing their part. Seems like they had almost thought it all. The strategy like that, victory seems almost certain. As long as I could defeat their driver and that arrow, even if everybody plays their part, the end is still all on me. I do my best not to let them down, but part of me is filled with pride.
Alright, let's go outside. We'll head to the Grand Library as a group. If we can get in there without trouble, the rest will be easy.
The created Seeress should make it pretty easy for us. They're literally on a go away from Times Square. If they can do that, then we can slip in pretty much undetected. Hopefully they could survive the task. This operation would be divided into 2 phases. Then take the Grand Library, then take Tramer's Castle. With everything planned and out in the open, we exit the shack. Hope filled to the air for the first time in a while. We could do this. I smile at my comrades as we head outside one by one. The cold, uninviting air assaults me as soon as I exit the shack. It's like East Crowd. I'm not sure how people could survive in this place. Well, not that there's many people here, it's mainly those suits of armor. I can hear everybody talking, going over their walls every sign. If everybody did what they were supposed to do, then we'd win this for sure. Of course, as long as I could destroy the chamber and the idol, their house.
Sneak into the castle and lure everybody away from the main atrium. Seems pretty easy to me. The monarch will have no resistance at all.
And if I can ring that bell, then everybody will be safe. All those years of climbing has finally paid off. This is gonna be great.
Warwick is quick to interject, putting any arrogance to rest before it can blossom.
Look, none of that is going to happen if we can't take the Grand Library. We need to establish a foothold, a safe place to retreat to if things go south.
They all nodded and stopped the discussion they were having. It's true though, without Haven, we're out in the open, completely unsafe. At least the first phase of our plan wasn't too complicated. I know we seized the library. I noticed that one of our comrades is carrying Alex. That's good, the library would be the best place for him to get rest. He's fast asleep, which is pretty surprising. He must be a heavy sleeper.
The city should only be a couple of hours away. We trust that you can all handle the cold.
We don't really have much of a choice, Hal. Let's get going. I think our goal is pretty clear.
Upon hearing that, we all start walking through the city. We can see the impressive walls that surround everything. It's beautiful. However, I can't see anything past it. I have no idea what Balteus looks like. We walk through thick layers of snow and my legs start to tire out. But I'm not in a position where I have any choice. Pushing forward is mandatory. After what feels like a small eternity, we finally arrive at the gates leading into Balteus. The town gates and the wall are an amazing sight. Eccentric, those details are carved in the stone. It's a work of art. Something told me the monarchy made this, not the triumvirate.
This looks amazing! This must be a remnant of the monarchy, right? The triumvirate can't be this artistic. I know it.
Correct. This looks just as we remember it. However, Balteus wasn't always this cold. Something bad has happened to the nation.
Oh, I see. Like what?
We're not sure. However, it is probably due to the triumvirate. It pains us to see how much they've defiled our former home. We used to live in Balteus. It housed the throne and our ruler. To see it reduced to a frozen wasteland, it is almost too much to bear. Let us head inside. We need to see what else has changed over the years.
It reminds me of what we thought would happen to Valinor without the spirit idol would wither away and freeze over like East Crown. We have since learned that was false, but what's happened to Balteus then? As we start to make our way inside the city, Dominic stops us. He looks a bit worried and I can tell that he's lost deep thought.
Seers, please come forth.
A few moments later, a group of Seers steps forward.
We don't have much time to waste. As soon as we get inside, you need to get to work. Lure the honor guard away from our path. Understood?
Of course. Your path to the library will be clear. After the fighting dies down, we will come and join you. It should be easy, so don't expect us to be too far behind.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. Let's see, is there anything else to cover?
He turns back to face the rest of the group. Obeying is clearly fraught with anxiety.
Look, we're about to do something that's never been done before. We're seizing territory from the Triumvirate, right under their noses. Much like they did to Mazeo. We're about to occupy Balteus. But that does not mean we are like them. We do what we do in order to gain our freedom. They occupied Mazeo, wanting to oppress us even further.
We all exchange glances and nod at one another.
I want you to all remember that as we press forward, war can blur the lines between good and evil. But I know where we stand. If you know that too, then there's nothing that can stop you. You are heroes.
With nothing left to say, we slowly make our way into the city. I can tell that due to Dominic's encouraging words, everybody is happy. However, as we enter, nothing prepares us for the sight that awaits us. Hal immediately steps forward, taking in the sight before him. Balteus looks almost uninhabitable. It's in a state of decay and death. I know the Honor doesn't need a paradise, but this is crazy.
What have they done?
It's clear that Hal was hurt. This used to be the monarchy's home after all. Hopefully there would be a way to reverse all of this. It isn't right.
This is, well, I certainly didn't expect this. I'm guessing it didn't look like this in your time?
No, Balteus was a paradise. This is unacceptable, Domic. We must find a way to fix it.
Of course. There's no way I'll let this stand. It's a bit of a shock, but our plan remains unchanged. Secure the Grand Library, then kill the Triumvirate.
After he's done talking, we see a herd of undergrad students walk by. We quickly run up to the side and hide behind a nearby building. I've never seen anything like this. The building is pitch black. Piece of it crumble off, almost like it's been burnt or charred. But it hasn't. I know a building can't die, but there's no other way to put it. Like its source of life has been cut off. It appears to be living on borrowed time.
What's going on here?
This is disgusting. Look.
He looks down and we all look at his feet. We're no longer staying in snow, but ash and soot. I start to wonder if it was ever really snowing at all.
This is Celestia's fate if we leave it in their hands. They don't care about the land. They only care about themselves. This is proof enough that we're on the right side of history.
Hal turns me up and places a hand on my shoulder.
We suspect that this may be related to their dark idol, Monarch. Above all else, please prioritize its destruction.
I nod as previous visions start to paint themselves in my mind. I was facing that idol with the blade. Everything's coming to pass. After our short talk, our attention is directed back towards the undergrowth.
Seeress, come here. I think this is our best chance to take action. With that group gone, our path to the library is clear.
Upon hearing this, they quickly group up in front of Dominic. A close seat in the Grand Library seems pretty attainable.
Yes, sir. Should be easy enough to take them down. After they're dealt with, we'll meet you all in the library.
Good. Go around this building and attack from the other side. They'll be focusing on you, so we'll head in the opposite direction.
Perfect. Then we'll meet up at the library. If we don't make it, though, it's been an honor.
After exchanging around both groups part ways, the great Seers prepared to distract the honor guard. Dominic points to nearby roads, healing the rage.
The Grand Library is right over there. We'll run on my mark, so just hold on.
Okay, head from the dinner and control one of my ears. It's hurting. After speaking, he immediately placed a finger in his mouth. It's clear that we need to raise that while the seal to carry out the goal. We wait there in intense silence, waiting to hear the flashing of swords. We all stare at each other in unease. We know that when they start to fight, some of them may die. It pains me that sacrifice was necessary in order to attain our goal. But I know that the sacrifice will never be forgotten. My heart sinks as soon as I hear them start to fight. I hear screaming and still against still. My instinct tells me to run immediately, but Dominic has yet to move. We see him wince every time the skirmish gets a little louder. But soon after, he makes the call and we're all running.
Now, go!
In our race, we still make sure to be as silent as possible. The Grand Library isn't too far away. In fact, I can see it now. It stays tall and slips through the one building that's not falling apart. As soon as we arrive there, we all let out a big sigh of relief. We can still hear the fighting, but it's more distant than before. The other screams, it's possible to tell which side is winning.
What's going on back there?
I don't know. Let's just hope it's going well.
Doesn't sound that way.
For the honor guard, maybe. Hurry up. We need to get inside.
Shouldn't we wait for the Seers? At this rate, it might not be much longer.
No, they can meet us inside. We can't risk running into more suits. That was just one group. I'm sure there's more.
Right.
They start to descend the stairs, but Hal stops them.
Wait. The library seems fine. Why does it not decay like the rest?
Everybody turns face on, but nobody knows. Dominic takes the stairs back down and faces Hal.
I don't know, but I think this is a good sign. It means we can control or limit what's happening. Knowing this, we might be able to fix Balteus.
Or perhaps it's a bad sign, Dominic. Maybe our enemy has the power to harm Celestia itself. How do you think we can stand up against such a foe?
Everybody exchanges words and glances, but they and their eyes find their way to the blade on my back. It's apparent that conventional means wouldn't be enough to win. Nobody knows how to answer how an awkward silence follows, but then realize that it is indeed a silence. This is concerning. If their earlier fight is over, what did the greatest seers prepare?
Hey, let's get inside, alright? Maybe the librarian knows more about this. We shouldn't stand around in the open out here.
Having successfully changed the subject, we all start heading inside. Hal made a good point, but none of us were able to counter it. I doubt that the librarian will want to talk to invaders like us. It makes me worried about how we might get them to talk. There was so much uncertainty and worry in the air right now. As we enter the library, I hope that our forces to live through their fight. When we enter the library, I'm taken aback by what I see. Dust fills the air, and it seems like this place has seen better days. The only sign that somebody has been here is that the books remain clean. Harry has been taking care of this place and cares about the literature. Guess it's acceptable since that would be the main job of a librarian. But it just seems odd all the time in the world, and it's still quite dirty. There's some kind of weird apparatus in the back of the library. I've never seen anything like it before. It's almost awe-inspiring. I can't tell the ground sharing that same look ball.
This is amazing!
I've never seen so many books in one place before. I wonder what they're all about. Should we take a look?
No.
Maybe not. We're here for a reason, remember? Let's find the owner and see what they can tell us.
Hal steps forward and objected before anyone else can speak.
Actually, there's a chance that the books could tell us even more. The Triumvirate must keep them away from the mainland for a reason.
What do you mean?
The monarchy vanished in the blink of an eye. This we know for sure. People can be erased, but not culture. Signs of our time here would have remained.
So, you're saying...
Before we continue, we hear a noise from down the hall. We know the honor guard can't enter, so it must be the appropriate door. Knowing that we need to take them hostage, we assume the style stance.
Looking into the past is one of the best ways to learn. If we don't become better people, then we'll repeat the same mistakes. How fitting, then, that the old monarchy would focus only on the future.
What's up with the sheep, too? We all exchange glances, slightly confused.
They wanted to guide themselves to the perfect future. If it was possible to get there, then no cost would be too high. In the name of a better world, they embraced corruption.
Of course they think the exact same. After a few steps forward, the mysterious man comes in view.
Too often do we condemn others in our self-serving journeys. A bright future for the monarchy would have meant death for innocent worlds. The Triumvirate chose to step in, as they have countless times before, to maintain balance.
Dominic interjects with a look on his face that I can only describe as the onset of anger.
We know what the Triumvirate did to the monarchy. Hal told us. But like you said, mistakes are how we learn and grow. It's how we become better. If the option of failure is taken away from us, we can no longer call ourselves people. They can hide behind whatever reason they want, but they're wrong to control us. The ability to make these mistakes is our right, and I will not stand by while it's taken away. Corruption? Death? Nobody wants these, but without them, we might as well not exist at all.
Everybody nods and she's dumbing on. Mystery Man shrugs and keeps walking forward.
Restrain this man!
I expect to see the man put up a fight, but he
You'll
doesn't.
experience no resistance from me, but on the other hand, you'll find no help either. Do what you must, but keep the library intact.
He's on his knees and holds out his wrist. Hal makes a cork, restraining him.
Who are you? You know far more than most.
The man shakes his head.
Just a hoarder of knowledge. A man who preserves the past rather than erasing it. In exchange, the Triumvirate gives me life and shelter.
He is... I feel like he's from Hal's time.
Another one of their victims, you mean? Eternal life in exchange for servitude? Despicable. What atrocities did you commit in their name?
I created this library. A simple glimpse into the past. Everything the monarchy ever wrote is on these shelves. That was my job. Preserve the old history while creating a new one.
And what new history did you create?
I wrote about the triumvirate and spread it everywhere. I made them seem like gods, like they were the creators of this world. As new life began on Alestia, they found my writing and believed every word.
So yeah, House Scops has any portals within them before you can do anything grown-ups.
August Fair!
The man's name is perk up and why that reveals he was reacting to his name.
That is the moniker I assumed, yes. I'm happy to know that the name is still remembered.
August Fair? The man reveled is the greatest historian. I can't believe that he too is told by the charmer.
So everything the people believe is a lie that you created. Why would you need to go to such extremes? This is insane.
Look at how you and your friends reacted to learning the truth. It brought you here, prepared to kill those who gave you life. The people must never know the true cost of their creation.
I mean, but they want to destroy the jumper without even knowing the truth.
I don't believe this. Hal, get him out of our sight.
Hal drags August away as the rest of us group together.
Well, at least he didn't put up much of a fight. I'd like to say that I'm shocked, but I don't feel surprised at all. This journey has been full of revelations. This is just another for the pile. It doesn't really change much at all. We still have a plan, but it'd be stupid to attack the enemy in the middle of the night. Let's rest until the break of dawn, and meet in the front of the library.
I thought we couldn't risk running into on the road.
Remember that we're safe as long as we stay in here. Hopefully the rest of our forces aren't too far behind. You're all dismissed. See you in the morning, okay?
He's acting like the leader again.
Where are we supposed to rest?
Anywhere?
I'm sure there's private quarters around here somewhere. And if you can't sleep, at least there's a lot of books to read. After the war, we should give this knowledge back to the people.
Yeah, I agree. The Triumvirate can't hide this stuff forever. We finally have proof that nobody can deny. This is amazing. If we show them this, they'll accept our rule without question.
Alex smiles, his spirits seemingly lifted.
Yeah, let's hope you're right. Have a good night, everybody.
With that, we all left our home. People scattered about, reading books and exploring the library. I decided to look for a private room, start relaxing, and gather my beings. Helen returns to chambers to Charmer. Noticing the absence of Shane, they were confused. They don't assume orders and ask Helen to brief them.
Shane stayed behind to lead the naval attack. He plans to trim their forces as much as possible. Like you anticipated, they're arriving by sea.
Good. Then things are going according to plan. We'll have you wait in the atrium for their arrival. This means that you will be our last line of defense.
I consider it an honor, but I have to say, I'm worried for Shane. His chances of survival are pretty slim out there.
He knew what he was signing up for. If he killed even one of the rebels, then he was successful. Focus on protecting this castle, Halen. That's more important.
Shane was too cocky.
Yes, of course. I'll make sure no one passes the atrium. If they try, they'll fall as quickly as they enter.
Thank you, Halen. It's important that they have a false sense of security. Don't give them too much resistance until it's absolutely necessary. If they think they're going to win, they're more prone to slipping up. It's up to you to figure out when that moment is, and take advantage of it. Even if it takes your life, you ought to prevent them from entering our chambers.
Helen knows, complying without hesitation.
Yes, of course. My life for the triumvirate. I'll fortify straight away, and wait for their arrival.
Helen strides out of their chambers with a sense of purpose. After he leaves, they turn to each other, displaying soft smiles.
Hopefully this time, things will be different.
So Hal's right. I should see a vision of you in their chambers. New books. After finding a private room, I paced around in circles. I've had nothing but bad luck when it came to getting rest. Ever since we left Museo, I've been too worried to fall asleep. I tried reading books, but never mind would capture my interest. Based in the room, I basically succumbed to the anxiety assaulting my mind. However, and thankfully, a knock at my door soon returns me noticed. As soon as I open it, Dominic enters. He takes deep breaths, sounding overwhelmed and relieved. I don't blame him, he's gone through so much in such
We
short
finally
time.
put the librarian to rest. He sure likes to talk a lot, and about nothing at all. Lots of answers in the form of riddles. Boring stuff. It's pretty interesting that he didn't resist, though. He said he won't help us, but he won't stop us either. His true allegiance is to history. That's what he kept saying. Doesn't make much sense since he faked so much history in the past. But no matter what happens next, he'll have a lot to write about. If we win, he'll record it. If we lose, then he'll record that too.
I guess his stance makes more sense if you look at it that way. No matter what happens next, somebody would need to run by.
His main condition was that we don't harm the library. Pretty good terms, especially in exchange for a foothold. We may not have won yet, but we've seized Baltean soil.
That's true. Nobody else has gotten this far. I can tell that we stand a chance of winning, and it feels amazing. But I have to ask, how do we know that this August can be trusted?
We don't. But he can't do much if he's locked up. Any chance he had at intervening is long gone by now. He can try when we leave, but we'll be prepared to fight by then.
I'm not thinking Dominic believed dinner was going on.
Of course. I just wanted to make sure you were all right. It must be hard to sleep right now, given all the weight on your shoulders. The others aren't sleeping either. Maybe you should spend some time with them.
He's right, if I can't sleep then this probably the next best idea, but I wonder if our bond is strong enough to warrant some time together. This could be our last night alive after all. They might be more protective of their time. I guess there's no harm in checking. I came out of my room with a new goal in mind. Turning back to face the vast emptiness of this private room, I wonder who I could run into. This would be a good night to make some final memories just in case the horse came fast. You can spend final one-on-one time with every little comrade. Sure not, Dominic. Click the arrow at the top right corner when you're ready to receive the story. Note that doing so would be the final battle lead to the end of the game. So yeah, Dominic's the one that goes there. I can do backwards order. Yeah. I invite Melissa in my room since she seems unable to get to sleep. That seems to be the case with almost everybody we were too worried to sleep. She scans the room, taking in all the sights. It really was an impressive place to behold.
This room is pretty cool, Monarch. Makes sense that you'd get it too. Must feel good, being royalty and all. I'm pretty confident. After hearing Dominic's plan, I get to follow you to the castle too, so that makes me happy. You can trust me to have your back if anything bad happens.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I've been practicing with those daggers I got from Museo, actually. They took some getting used to, but I think I can hold my own. Not that those suits of armor require much to take down.
which two they were pretty weak. Triumvirate focused on quantity, not quality. Hopefully that would be their downfall as we've seen it.
To be honest, I'm really scared that we might not survive. I mean, victory usually comes at a cost, but what will we pay? If I make it out of this without my friends, I'll just feel so hollow. I want to help fix Mazeo, but I don't want to do it alone. It's up to us to help undo the damage inflicted by our parents. With you on this throne, I think we could do it pretty easily.
She seems really fixated on her from Mazeo, almost obliged even. Obligated even. It makes sense, since she feels that her family is responsible for a lot. When I took the throne, I'm sure I'd be able to help her out. It's a good cause.
I really need to stop thinking so far ahead. This is the eve of our final battle. I should focus on that. Getting lost in thought on the battlefield would be the death of me. So, let's just enjoy this moment, shall we? This might be the last time we're able to hang out. I hate to tarnish it by freaking out and acting stupid.
I told her it's fine, I enjoy her company regardless. Besides, I'm sharing a lot of the same point we're together. When we met up to launch the attack, we'd have no idea what came next.
Well, at least I don't feel so alone anymore. Fortin is always so carefree, no matter what happens. Talking to him, you'd never guess that we could all die here. Before I stop being so gloomy, can you promise me one thing? It'll make me feel a lot better, and morale is what we need right now.
I know, but it's really dependent on what the favor entails.
If I do end up dying out there, can you help repair Mazeo? I just want to see a happy nation. It's gone through so much. Our parents heard it, so we should be the ones who mend it.
I nod. That's definitely something I'd do for. That is, if I survived. But I don't display such doubt right now. Especially that I try to look strong and resolute for all my allies.
Good. Then we can move on to better things. You know, I've been thinking about how far we've come. I've seen so much, and I feel like a totally different person. I wonder what would have happened if things were different. What if your induction ceremony wasn't cancelled? What if you never got that deceiving vision?
She steps forward and places her hand in mine.
Would we still be as close as we are right now? You know, that moment we shared in Mazeo was so special. Given time, I want this bond to grow even stronger. Do you?
I nod. I made the choice to pursue this relationship after all. But she's right. We might not be this close if not for all the hardships. At least it's proof that even in war, beautiful things can still happen.
I don't want to rush this and do something stupid. Part of me wants to, given the circumstances, but we shouldn't. Let's just make a vow. We'll both survive and take things slow.
With a smile, she squeezes my hands and I do so in return. Taking a step forward, she places a soft kiss on my cheek. I smile back, wrap my arms around her as tight as I can.
I really hope we make it through this.
I try not to get sad, but my eyes tear up ever so slightly. Hugging her tighter with my hands up and down her back. We've come too far to lose each other. That's what I tell her.
Thank you.
A few moments later, we break the hug. But when I do, I feel closer than we ever have before.
Thank you so much for inviting me over, Monarch. I feel a lot better than I did just a few minutes ago. I guess I'll see you when we gather to launch the attack.
I nod. The time is fast approaching. I see her out of the room and let her a huge laugh. Talking to her friends for maybe the last time was crushing me. But if I didn't and they pierced, I'd regret it forever. That's the excuse I give myself for enduring this pain. Turning to face the big open room, I wonder what's next. So anyways, that'll be it for this. If you guys have enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, whatever, maybe, I guess.